Hi, Holly. Good morning. Good morning. So let's kick off. So this 169. Let's tackle this. So let's look at the question 169. Let's go to the question and the question. Yes, bronze. And what we have here is a series, a controls question ultimately. And first of all, you've done a great job on the question. Um, they're talking about systems, and of course, as usual, you have this scenario given to you where there are lots of control issues and they want you to find them, make recommendations. And right throughout bronze, they have all these factory workers. Again, you'll have to go back and quickly read the story or the scenario. Some are paid in by bank transfer, some are paid in cash. They have these clock cards. Um, they have a 30-minute break. They don't clock in or clock out for that. Um, Payment runs are done on a sample basis. Then they have these sort of additional staff and people who are sort of updating payroll. So you can see there are issues everywhere. And you do I'm going to go through your work quickly, but we see. So the first one says identify and explain 5 key controls which you may wish to. So really, this is really telling us that, well, if you're going to ask the question if this payroll system works, ultimately what we were really saying, if you're asking this question, if the payroll system works, is, well, I want to know what the payroll system is. And when I say system, from the very beginning of how we bring staff into our system, if you like, into how we actually record their wages and ensure that these figures are put into the system correctly and to when they are eventually paid, if you like. And so we're really discussing in the integrity of that system, of bringing people into the system and right through whatever, managing bonuses, managing sick pay, if you like. So anything that you can think of, if you like, at all the junctions in the system to make sure that people get paid the right amount, even up to even reviewing post, if you like, after the people have been paid. So let's look at what you've said. You've said, and you've talked about them being issued with a sequentially numbered clock card, and that sort of makes sense, of course. The fact that these clock cards are linked directly to the payroll system, which can automatically. So these are the sorts of junctions you want to be checking, if you like. Here, you want the payroll supervisor to, if you like, be not even sampling. I don't know. Why not have a look at all the people who have logged in once they've actually logged in to make sure they're actually there. I talked about bringing the people in, so you want to make sure there's a process, if you like. There are policies in place for bringing on people in and making sure leavers are out, if you like. And in terms of bonuses, just having a system in place, we're really asking for what is it that you do to keep or maintain the integrity of your systems. So you have some good answers there. So yeah, let's carry on. Then here again, what you've done again is important. I've said before several times, what you want to do is you want to talk about the deficiency and you want to highlight what the risk or what the consequence is of that deficiency. The mark's literally broken up that way. What is the consequence, and discuss the deficiency, and you do that here. And then, of course, all your tests of control are based on your recommendation. So whatever it is you're saying here, your test is based on that recommendation. And so a range of things here. The fact is this isn't supervised. So you can have fictitious employees coming in, people signing on for their colleagues. So there's a plethora, there's a number of things you could. There was a 30-minute break we talked about, if you like. And you're really saying clock in and clock out, I'm not interested. Clock in and clock out to make sure that there is no fraud. This is interesting. Again, like I say, the fact that temporary staff are factory production supervisors are able to make these appointments. So there must be some kind of review of this, but you can basically have people being logged in or put onto the system in cahoot with the production supervisors. And so you're right again here. You need someone more senior. There must be systems and structures in place, if you like, which is what we're really arguing for. And you have all of that here. You seem to have the same person. You pick up the segregation of duty question issue here, and that's good. Um, Great. So, and then this nicely starts to move into this substantive procedures. Now, again, this will be the model. You're going to be doing substantive procedures for so many things. I think this first question is first talks about payroll. You're going to end up doing bank, cash, trade payables, trade receivables, inventory, non-current assets. But the principle really is because you're in the income statement, every single income statement balance you ever do, you know you're going to be doing some sort of analytical, if you like, analytical reviews. You're going to want to look at completeness. So when I say analytical reviews, you think of any ratio you can apply. You're basically comparing one year to the next, like you've done here, looking for anything unusual. Again, you've talked about this question of looking for things that are unusual. You want to make sure it's complete. When I say a proof, you've talked about, I mean, this is another thing you're always going to be doing, a proof in total. So you just on your own, starting from last year, you don't look at this year, look at last year, based on the information based on inflation, based on joiners, based on levers, and then if you like arrive at what you think the figure should be for this year, and then compare it to what it actually is, and carry out some basic variance analysis, and see how comfortable you are with it. And that's what you've talked about. So the key point is you're looking at analytical AEIOU. So you're inspecting as well. I mean, you could cast it. I mean, you could look for accuracy by actually going through the payroll control the payroll control account. What it's called now? When I say the payroll, the PAYE control account, if you like, by going walking through that again, and then again, why not? And when I say accuracy, you want to make sure you pick up sample to make sure that NI has been calculated correctly, and so there's a range of things you can actually do here to test. But remember that what we're looking at is these assertions are the assertions of ACCA cover. So it's the assertions we're testing. This is AEIOU is the process by which we test ACCA cover. So accuracy, completeness, if you like, classification. Classification could be interesting as well for this, but I'm talking for too long. The key point is that you've got them there. And again, here this question of suitability, nature, again, AEIOU, when we're talking about income statement issues, we're talking about flows. So it's not about valuation, if you like. It's not even really about existence. No. Assets exist. Physical things exist. Physical things can be valued. In the income statement, we're talking about flows. So we're talking about are these things in the right period? So we're talking about cutoff. We're talking about, of course, analytical procedures and comparing classification. So a big one, of course, is, well, with payroll, I imagine all those wages are in wages. Sometimes you can think of things being in different, maybe in the trading section as opposed to the profit section, if you know what I mean. So that's important. So that's the key point, I think. And you might want to do a breakdown, suitability of analytical procedures. I think there was the question actually asked. I think I've spoken for too long already, but let's look at the question. Question says that explain the factors. Oh yes, of course, analytical. We always do analytical procedures for income statement balances. So it's really the good thing about analytical procedures as well is as we grow this, you can once we start using IT, so CAT, computer-aided techniques, you can break down these figures, if you like, into departments and actually carry out further analysis. So you don't have to physically do it by you using this software. You can actually extract the data and look at these figures individually and see where the variances are to make make decisions. Let's look at their answers. Where they're going with this. Yeah, so, but nature of the balance, okay, suitable to large volumes, sales, like I said, payroll, expenses, so all income statement you can see. We can analyze the information. Relevance analysis can be used to test so they're talking in general, actually. So you could really, I was still focusing on payroll. Um, yeah, I think that's sufficient for that. One second, let me see. Just go back up there. Bronze. So I thought you did a great job. Again, this question is out of so here we are. Again, I've talked about this amount of difference between expected amount and recorded. This will depend on the level of materiality. So I think that's a good place to stop. Analytical procedures would usually not be used to test the existence of assertion, and that's correct. Again, like I say, analytics is very much about comparing and looking at flows, right? If we want to test existence, we go and look at it. So we have to be careful what these tests are used for. So analytical, very much bang on your kind of income statement areas, right? And then you can talk about variance analysis, things like that. Okay, great stuff. Yes, I think this question I would have put you, um, yeah, firmly at that 24, 25 out of 30. Good work.